Hello and welcome back to the Watford Way today for your Watford versus Liverpool match preview. We're back at home, back at Vicarage Road. Claudio Ranieri's first game in charge of Watford. Very, very exciting stuff. I've got a lot to speak about, a lot to update you on. There's been a lot in the news in the last couple of days about Watford and about Liverpool, so we'll get into that. And yeah, very much looking forward to this game. I can see everybody in the live chat as well, so I hope you're all having a great day too. But we'll start off with probably the main topic of conversation, that being, of course, Claudio Ranieri's first game in charge of Watford. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to see, what Ranieri does with the team, what formation he plays, what players he plays. We've obviously got a few injury issues as well. Be interesting to see how he deals with that. Obviously, we've really only got Craig Cathcart and William Schuster-Kong in defence. So yeah, I'm very, very concerned, especially about Craig Cathcart as well. But I think we'll start off actually by just reading a few of Ranieri's, press conference quotes really, and just, there he is, the beautiful man himself. We'll just go through really a few quotes about what he said about Watford, about Liverpool. Yeah, he's kind of talking about, meeting Gino Pozzo. He's been friends with them for a long time. Obviously, Gino Pozzo is Italian as well. Ranieri most recently managed in Italy. And quite interestingly, he goes on to say, Gino called me straight after the Leeds defeat. Obviously, Xisco's last game in charge, and asked me about coming to Watford, and he thought, why not? That's obviously what we like to see. Very happy to come back to the Premier League. I think he's the third or fourth oldest manager ever to manage in the Premier League. And you know what? He does not look bad for his age, does he? I think 8 days' time, Ranieri will be 70 years old. He does not look a day over 50. There you go, Claudio. And yeah, just a classic talk, really. He says here, I think about 40 points. Well, of course, Claudio, I think that's what everybody wants. And yeah, basically just talking about Liverpool, he goes on to say, he respects Jurgen Klopp. What else is he going to say? I have to prepare everything well. And this is funny, actually, at the bottom here. I'll highlight it for you as well. I don't know if you remember at Leicester, I think at Leicester it was against Stoke, and if the players managed to keep a clean sheet or win the game, I think it was, he would have given them a pizza. Well, the journalist asked him like the same thing, but in the context of Watford, and he went on to say, if we get a clean sheet, a pizza is too little. I'll pay for a whole dinner. So I thought that was quite funny from Ranieri. And you know what, to be honest, he just looks like a decent bloke. I think that's, what we had with Xisco. Very, very nice guy, but tactically wasn't very good. Whereas with Ranieri, hopefully, tactically he will be a lot better than Xisco was, while also being a really, really nice guy. Evening, Adam. Hope you're having a great day. Rudy, welcome to the stream. Ranieri offers a lot of experience, so hopefully he shows that against Liverpool. Exactly. You know what? I was reading some list earlier that someone had posted on Twitter, and I think Ranieri's managed something like 1,300 games in his career, which is mental. It's so many games. So yeah, a lot of games managed by Ranieri. A lot of experience. He's managed all over Europe. Atletico Madrid, obviously in Italy. Managed Chelsea. He won the Premier League with Leicester. So he's done a lot in his career. So, I think we are in safe hands with Ranieri. Hopefully he'll last until the end of the season. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But yeah, tactically, surely he's got to be, better than Xisco was. Can someone tell me if our shop sells authentic home shirts? I'm worried that if I get a replica, it'll get worn out after a couple of washes. I presume you're talking about, so for example, like the shirt I wear on stream is not authentic. That's a replica. I assume you want to buy like the player quality one. So I assume you're talking about that you want to buy basically the shirt that the players wear, which I think you can get, but I think they're like £100, something like that. Although I'm not sure Watford do sell them. I know big clubs, United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, etc. I know they sell their authentic shirts, but I don't actually know if Kelme. I don't know if they do that. I've never seen them anyway, so yeah, don't take my word for that. They should do, but I've never seen them personally, nor have I ever brought one. But to be honest, the shirts I get are absolutely fine in the wash. I don't get player numbers, player names, anything like that. So yeah, you should be okay. In terms of Liverpool and what to expect from them, they do have, and it's quite promising for Watford. They do have a few injury concerns and players, not being able to make it back from international duty. So Alisson and Fabinho are not going to be making it back in time from Brazil, which is really, really positive for Watford. They're going to have to play their second choice keeper in goal. Obviously, we all know about Fabinho. He's a really, really good central defensive midfielder. He's not going to be able to play either. Obviously, we've still got that front three of Firmino, Mane, Salah. That's going to be very, very difficult to defend against for any team. But to be honest, I am quite positive for this game. I don't know why. I've been on a couple of shows the past couple of days, and I've gone for a 4-0 Watford win. I have no idea why I've gone for that. It's probably the stupid of me, but who cares? Who cares? I've always got to back Watford, right? So 4-0. I've gone for this game. And in terms of Watford, what can we expect from Watford? What can we expect from Ranieri? Obviously, under Xisco, we played the 4-3-3 formation. I don't think Ranieri will stick to that. I think he'll probably revert to some sort of 4-4-2 system or some sort of variant of that. That's what he played at Leicester. That's what he's played at, the majority of teams in the latter part of his career, especially in Italy. He played that. I think in France he played that. I think even at Fulham he actually played that formation as well. So, I'd expect to see that at Watford, a variant of the 4-4-2. I'd personally stick with the 4-3-3 just because, I feel like we get the most out of our attacking players that way. But you know what? I don't care what formation we play. As long as Ranieri gets the results, that's all I care about. Crazy JD89. Let's go Watford. Looking forward to the game. So am I. Andrew has gone with a 3-0 to Watford. And do replicas get worn out that easily? Oh no, definitely not. I mean, I don't know what you're planning to do with you. I don't know what you're planning to do with yours, but I don't wash mine every time I wear it, obviously, because I'm only wearing it, 1, 2 hours, 3 hours at a time. So no, I'd say buy a replica. There's no point spending £100 on, an authentic kit when, a replica is just as good. In terms of Liverpool's last couple of results, obviously, I'm sure you're all aware about the ridiculous game that was the Liverpool-Manchester City game that finished 2-2. Sky Sports Super Sunday, really, really good game. And Liverpool, first half in that, did not look, what's the word? They just looked off it. And I don't know if it was just because of the calibre of opposition they were playing in Manchester City. I don't know whether the players suffered a bit from burnout. I don't know what it was, but in that game they just didn't look at it. And they've obviously had the international break to recover from that, but yeah, they didn't look quite right in that game, which again I think is a positive for Watford. Coupled along with the fact that they're going to be missing Alisson, Fabinho. They were going to be missing Diogo Jota and Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think them two are both fit and available for selection, which is a little bit annoying. I was hoping they would both be out as well, but you can't have everything in this world. But yeah, Liverpool, we know what to expect from Liverpool. We know they play the 4-3-3 formation, very, very attacking, very, very high press. And Andrew, actually, I'll talk about your comment now because it's quite interesting, and I don't think I've discussed it on the channel yet. And that is that. I don't know if you guys saw during the international break, Liverpool requested basically they asked Watford to move the kickoff from 12:30 Saturday lunchtime to I think it was 7:30 Saturday evening, and Watford obviously declined the request because fans have arranged travel, and it'd just basically be a pain in the ass to rearrange everything. And why should Watford have to move the fixture for the so-called bigger team? We shouldn't have to do that. If Watford had asked Liverpool to move the fixture, I doubt Liverpool would have moved it. So for Liverpool to think that they could just say to Watford, can you please move the fixture to the evening so we can get our international players back? I think that's just a bit stupid. Let me know your thoughts on that. But yeah, when I saw that on Twitter, I was just completely I was completely baffled. Very, very strange. And as I said, if Watford had asked Liverpool to move the game, they certainly wouldn't have done that. And yeah, why? It's just very, very strange. Very, very strange indeed. But yeah, it's a big game. If this game was under Xisco, I would have expected a complete battering, 6-7-0 probably. And to be honest, Leeds, they should have beat us by a couple more goals. Newcastle should have comfortably beat us. Wolves should have maybe scored another couple of goals as well. So Xisco was very, very lucky in terms of his score lines. On reflection, looking at the fixture list and the previous scores, it didn't really look too bad. But actually, when you sat here and assessed the performances that we had under Xisco, it really wasn't great, was it? So hopefully, at least under Ranieri, all I want is our players to give 100%. In that Leeds game, that last 10 minutes, I was here on the channel watching it with you guys. That last 10 minutes was, really, really poor. The players weren't even running at points. And, at that point, we knew Xisco's days were numbered, really. And Mr. Testosterone makes a good point here. I think we will play Cathcart. Unfortunately, because Nkulu isn't fit and everyone is injured. Great point, Nkulu. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. So we basically, we have an injury crisis at centre-back. We bring in Nkulu, which is a good deal. Like overall, it's a good deal. Free agent, not costing us, a lot of money at all. He's a good player as well. But he can't play for 3 weeks anyway because he's unfit. So we brought in this centre-back to cover our injury issues, and we can't even play him for 3-4 games, which is just absolutely ludicrous. But hey ho, whatever. Craig Cathcart against Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, Roberto Firmino. Hopefully Craig Cathcart is going to have his breakfast that morning, because my God, he does have a tough job on his hands. In terms of my starting 11 prediction, obviously, as Mr. Testosterone just said, we do have a lot of issues at centre-back, defensively, and midfield as well, you could argue. Not so much, though. So who would I start in goal? I'll probably stick with Ben Foster. Whoever you go with, they're going to make mistakes. I feel like if you throw Daniel Bachmann into this game, he might, freeze under the pressure. We've seen that happen to Bachmann on several occasions. I think against Tottenham, very, very poor. And he's made a few mistakes this season. And so is Ben. Both of them have made mistakes. But yeah, I'll just stick with Ben Foster, keep the goalkeeper the same. You can't keep chopping and changing. Right back, I'll go with Kiko Feminier. Centre-back partnership, William Troost-Ekong, Craig Cathcart, Danny Rose. Obviously, I'd rather not play Cathcart because I think he's, quite frankly, awful now. As I say every time on stream, he's a great backup centre-back. He should not be starting regular Premier League games for Watford anymore. And actually, at the end of the season, I'll just look to get rid of him entirely. He's just not cut out for this level whatsoever. So unfortunately, I do have to start Craig Cathcart. Hopefully, he'll go and score 2 headers now and prove me wrong. But yeah, I'm not very happy about that. Into midfield, I'll stick with the 4-3-3 formation just because I've not seen Ranieri, play yet. I don't know what his tactics are going to be at Watford. I'll stick with a 4-3-3 until he obviously changes it, or obviously we see what he does against Liverpool on Saturday. So my midfield three for this game would probably be Imran Louza, who has a really good international break actually with Morocco. So I'll go with Louza, Sissoko, and Tufan. So I think that's a really good, balance of different attributes. You've got Tufan, who can create from midfield, who can drive us forward. Sissoko, who can drive us forward, but defensively is a bit more solid than Tufan. Physically as well, is very, very strong. And then Louza, and kind of have sitting, at the bottom of that midfield, similar to what Will Hughes used to do. Kind of dictating the play, spreading out long diagonal balls to the wingers, trying to, start counter-attacks potentially. So that would be my midfield three. And then my front three, now Josh King's injured, so forget about Josh King. I'll go with João Pedro down the middle, Emmanuel Dennis on the left, and Ismaila Sarr on the right. Although Emmanuel Dennis is on 4 yellow cards, would you take that into account? I'm not so sure. If he does get another booking, it means he's suspended for the Everton game. You obviously want him available for that game. So you can maybe play Cucho Hernandez ahead of him and save Dennis for the Everton game. It's really obviously up to Ranieri. I'm just kind of dictating what I would do. But, Dennis or Cucho on the left, Pedro up front, and probably go Sarr, obviously, on the right-hand side. So that is my starting 11 prediction. Let me know yours in chat as well. We'll take a few more comments before I head off. Rudy says he would play Louza potentially because of his international form. Yeah, I absolutely agree. He got an assist. I think he got 2 assists actually during the international break, which is really, really good. And as Rudy says there, obviously, he's brought in as our, I say marquee signing. He was our most expensive player. I think he cost £8-9 million. But under Xisco, was he given a chance? No, he wasn't. I think, in terms of Premier League minutes, he literally played, 1 match against Brighton, in which he wasn't very good. And then Xisco kind of binned him off and didn't really give him any minutes since. So, hopefully Louza does get a chance, Rudy. That's interesting. I don't think me personally, I would like to see that. I think it would be a bit of a waste of his talent. To be honest, though, during the game, they can interchange positions. If you're going to go with Pedro, Sarr, and Dennis, if you're going to go with them as your front three, throughout the game, they can interchange, swap sides. Sarr could go down the middle. I don't know if you remember, I think under Javi Gracia, under Quique Sanchez Flores, Sarr did play down the middle, so that is that is something that we could explore, but I don't think that we'd necessarily have to do that. I think Sarr would be very much wasted down the left. I suppose he could play sort of as like an inverted winger. I think that's what you're kind of suggesting, Adam. Where a drive down the left-hand side, cut in on his right foot and try and bend one into the far corner. But to be honest, down that right-hand side, Sarr using his pace, whipping in crosses, trying to get shots off, dribbling in between defenders. That is, where I want to see Ismaila Sarr in this Watford team. And actually, as Mr. Testosterone says, he needs to link up with Kiko on the right. We saw their partnership last season in the Championship. It was very, very good. Probably the highlight of the whole season last year. Such a good partnership. The way they overlap, the way they interchange, and they both know what each other are going to do all the time. And Kiko can whip in good balls as well. Both got pace to burn. Defensively, Kiko's a bit suspect, but as you say there, the Kiko-Sarr partnership, for me anyway, is something that we should look to build on rather than dismantling it and sending Sarr out to that left-hand side. And yeah, sorry if this has been a bit rushed. I'm very, very tired today. I've had a very, very long day, but I'll get on to my score prediction. As I mentioned earlier, my score prediction is 4-0 to Watford. 4-0 to Watford. Now, you know, I'm obviously joking. I highly doubt we will beat Liverpool 4-0. However, as I tweeted out earlier today, I've always got to back my team. My team is Watford. I always want Watford to win. You've got to go with a Watford win. So 4-0 Watford. I'll go with Sarr to score 2 to haunt that Liverpool defence again. Of course, after he scored 2 goals against them in February of 2020. Fantastic performance. In fact, shall we talk about that quickly? Because, you know, obviously, you know, that game, you know, still lives very, very fresh in my memory. I'm sure it lives in your memories as well. It's the last game I went to before that first lockdown in that March. Just such a good game. You know, Sarr that day was unplayable. Troy had a great game. I remember Will Hughes had a good game as well. And yeah, it was just absolutely, I mean, it was insane, wasn't it? The atmosphere in Vicarage Road that day. You know, I've not seen it like that since. Hopefully, you know, hopefully we can get similar atmosphere at Vicarage Road on Saturday, because if we replicate that performance, even by 50%, you know, we should be having a good game. And Rudy says he can see João Pedro scoring if he starts. I really want João Pedro to have such a good season this year. You know, he did well in the Championship. He got, what, 9 goals? But to be honest, you know, I think he's capable of so much more than 9 goals. You know, he's fantastic. You know, he's not the quickest player in the world, João Pedro. But what he does offer is, you know, I say what he does offer. He offers everything, doesn't he? You know, physically, he's actually very, very strong. Technically, fantastic. Dribbling ability. He just you know, you could always make that correlation with Pedro and Richarlison. I do think they're quite different players. But he's quite tall as well, isn't he, Pedro? I mean, I literally got. I don't know if I can show you. Let me try and get it on my phone. I don't know if you guys have seen this. So after the Newcastle game, I waited outside the ground, and I never usually do this. I never usually wait outside the ground, but I thought, you know, I'll try my luck. I'll see if I can get a photo with any Watford players. I only went and got a photo with Big Zhao there. Look at that. Absolutely brilliant. And yeah, top lad, top guy. You know, I think he's going to go on to have, you know, a fantastic career at Watford. I think he's contracted until 2027. I'd expect there's, you know, a release clause in there somewhere. You know, and look, he just needs to put his head down, crack on, and he's got all of the talent in the world. So I've gone 4-0 Watford. Crazy JD has gone 2-0 Watford. Rudy has gone with a little bit of a, I can't speak properly. He's gone a bit more pessimistic with 1-1. Although I'll definitely still take that, Rudy. Adam has gone 2-1 Liverpool. Oh dear. Oh no, he says he went 2-1 Watford. Do not worry, Adam. Do not worry. And Dennis will make Trent eat the Vicarage Road grass. Love to see it. Love to see it. And there we go. Unless you guys have any more questions, I think I will wrap up the stream there. I'm very, very excited. I just don't want us to get battered. You know, Ranieri's first game in charge. I do not want it to end 6-7, 8-0. I very much do not want that to happen. And hopefully, you know, we can bring back a positive result. Hopefully a clean sheet, potentially the first of the season, who knows? And yeah, hopefully we can, you know, start on a positive. And yeah, you know, looking forward to the rest of our fixtures. I'll end there. We'll quickly look ahead to the rest of our fixtures. I know I keep saying I'm going to end, but there's just so much to talk about. You know, this is the start of that dreaded run that we do have, starting on Saturday with Liverpool. So Saturday, the 16th of October, we've got Liverpool at 12:30. Then we've got Everton, which, you know, you'd hope we can maybe scrape something from, although they are playing very, very well. Southampton is a big game at home. I'm going to that. I go to every home game, of course. Arsenal away. I'm also going to that, which I'm very, very excited about. Then we've got United at home, Leicester away, Chelsea at home, and then Man City away. So, yeah, it is very, very. I'm very, very scared. I'm very, very scared. But I do believe in Ranieri. I believe in the squad we've got. I do think we can do something special this season. So yeah, Adam says he's very, very hopeful. Come on, Adam. Come on. James, do you go to uni? I do not go to uni. And yeah, when I was younger, I just never really was interested in it. So I went down a different route instead. And yeah, I'll end there. Otherwise, I'll keep on talking for like another hour. And I know you guys do have to go and enjoy your evening. So thank you very much for watching. It's much appreciated. Please hit subscribe. If you haven't already, please hit like on the video and go down below in the comment section to leave your score predictions as well. And yeah, looking forward to the game. Say hi if you see me outside Vicarage Road, of course. Be great to meet some more of you at the game. And yeah, I'm going to quite a few games. Hopefully I'll be going to Leicester away as well. I'm not too sure if I am or not currently. I think the tickets for that go on sale next Wednesday, I believe. I'm not too sure. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye, guys.